Walt. It's not a normal podcast intro because we're not doing a normal podcast. We're just live streaming. We decided that wasn't too much super interesting to talk about when it comes to making a full length episode or even trying to get some clips out to make it just for some people. So yeah, we're just gonna hang out, talk some Sabres. Basically, like the three main topics. What are the Sabres going to do at goaltender? Injuries are really starting to pile up. And, homestand's over. They're going to start going on the road. And especially like we've identified Sunday. Oh my God. Excuse me. December. That's not even close. December is a big month for them. They're doing a lot of travel that month as well. But it starts now. They're going to be going out west next week. But first, Walt, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. I feel like I'm almost getting sick of watching all these Sabres games going to overtime, but at the same time, this is kind of what we wish for. And we were saying it all last season. They
Yep.
have to get these games to overtime. So I guess I finally got my wish, like maybe a little bit too much.
Yep.
But getting a point, I mean, it helps you stay afloat. I mean, pointing games at 82-point pace, that's enough to kind of stay within reach of things. So, uh, I'll take it, especially like that game last night we saw against Utah. Like that's kind of reminded me like one of like those Premier League games where it's like Burnley versus like Arsenal or something. And it's somehow like a 0-0 draw with like 3 minutes left, and you're just like, oh, if they could just hold on,
Yeah.
just get 1 point here. Like that's kind of how it felt like the last 3 minutes of that game against Utah last night. Like just
Utah's a
completely
decent
outclassed.
They're a decent team, but like it is true. Like the Sabres are
Yeah,
just decimated by injuries.
I
Like they
know.
didn't
Like
have like
that's like half the forward group is out right
yeah,
now, pretty much.
dude, it's crazy. You got guys injured, you got guys that are sick. So yeah, I mean, look, I think they should have won at least what was past like 5 games have gone into overtime. Appreciate the free hockey. We're calling them the Buffalo Free Hockey Sabres. You know, as a consumer, bang for your buck. Appreciate it. I really wish they won at least a couple of those in overtime, though. Yeah, they won the one in the shootout, but actually winning it in the 3-on-3 overtime. And they've had guys that you want in those situations to be there. Kulik that had the breakaway when I was there the other week. You've had uh, Thompson's had a really good chance. Tuck had a really good chance against Utah. I mean, you're getting the guys that you want to have chances. They have chances. They just haven't been able to bury. And then last night, I understand you're trying to do man to man, but if you look at like the goal visualizer on the NHL website, it's just Jack Quinn just kind of standing there, and it's just not great. I get it, man to man, but did that bother you as much as it did me? Because it's just like, man, like Tuck is chasing him. You have to step in front of him. I understand it's man to man, but when one man's beat, you gotta try to help out, especially when no one else is going to the net. So I don't know. What were your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think just overall, I hate 3-on-3 hockey, and I tweeted out
Sucks.
like right before that overtime. It's like
I don't
this
like it.
Utah team's like designed perfectly to play 3-on-3 hockey with their speed and stuff. And yeah, that goal, I mean, it wasn't great for Quinn, but I mean, at the end of the day, too, this is an even better play by Utah. I thought that Sergachev kind of set the pick at the point that kind of messed up Tuck's path to the puck. He was trailing,
Yep.
and then Quinn, like you said, standing there. But I mean, he's probably thinking, if I step up, then there's another guy wide open for a
Yeah.
one timer, and that's exactly how they've lost some of these 3-on-3 games in the past. So,
Yeah.
split second decision. He was probably panicking, and as a whole, it just made it look like an easy goal for Keller. But at the end of the day, that was just, I thought, even better hockey from Utah setting up that chance. That overtime, though, I thought they kind of really just had to really be possession based that overtime. I thought that was an overtime where you just really can't give up the puck to that Utah team that was flying out there. So I
Yeah.
guess that's like biggest downside there.
The one thing I'll say for Quinn is you could see actively him be like, "Crap, what do I do here?" And then by the time he was like, yeah, well, let
Yeah,
me go do this." He runs into the situation where guys already by him, and I mean, Lyon was good enough last night where it's just like, hey, like he's part of the reason why you made it to overtime and got a point. But at the same time, you're like, oh, I really wish he saved that one. So, look, I mean, the Sabres, it's really funny because 13 points get you to the basement of the Atlantic Division. And I mean, just to get yourself into the third wild card spot, it's 16 points. Top of the division, which is the Canadians, which is pretty wild. They're off to a great start. 19 points. I mean, it's a very close division. So you need all the points you can get, but you really need all the 2 points that you can get. So I don't know. I'm conflicted. Hey, you're getting at least 1 point out of these games. You're not losing it in overtime. Good. But if you could squeak out a win or two, that would also be very nice. Especially at home. Especially at home. I'd really like them to squeak out the second point. Like, if this was in Utah, I'd be like, okay, fine. 1 point, unfamiliar bar and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Those are like the 3 topics I've just heard everyone talk about pretty much. And we're just like, it's not really worthy of a podcast episode. So here we are hanging out with folks. We already got some people in the chat. We'll see what we got here. Got a point again. Yeah, it's same thing. It's tongue in cheek, but it's also like it is good. Like Walt said, maybe 2-point pace. If you tie every game or go to overtime for every game, Mason Pearson redemption tour when? I mean, as long as guys keep getting hurt or sick or with colic and inner ear infection or whatever's going on there, that sounds freaking awful. Yeah, he's gonna
And
be around.
Kozak's back soon though, so I guess
That as
that's a
early
good
as
sign.
I think early as tomorrow is what I heard. Who was
Yeah.
that? Hamilton, maybe?
I mean, he was skating with the fourth line today. Lindy said he's not going to rule him out yet. So, I mean, I think Lindy probably had to watch that fourth line last game and be like, wow, this is like really what an NHL like group of 5 would look like if you had 3 defensemen and 2 forwards out there. Like, that's kind of what they looked like with just Malenstein, Dunn, and Geertsen as a line. So, I mean, that's kind of a fun line, too. Kozak at the center. If you have Kozak, Dunn, Geertsen, that could be actual like dog line for the Sabres.
I'd rather do Kozak, Dunn, Malenstein. Because like with Beck,
I
you
forget
do.
who did I even say before?
You
Oh,
said
I said Geertsen.
Geertsen. Yeah, you said
No,
Geertsen.
yeah, I definitely did not mean that. I meant Malenstein. I'm
All
getting
right.
them
Well,
confused.
dang. All right. I thought we had like a good
No,
discussion to go off of
yeah,
that we
no, I would
disagree
have
with,
played
but no.
Geertsen.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's also again, like we're parsing like the fourth line of like this would be a great fourth line, but it's just like, yeah, but we also have like a top 6 that to begin the season, if everyone was healthy, you're still like, is this really like a great top 6? Like you have some guys, but like overall, but now it's in shambles. Jeff's got it right here. Hellenius is going to be our 1C at this point. Probably not. It's going to be Osland, I would assume, because that's the person they keep calling up over Hellenius. I think they're really just committed to having Hellenius play like, top line minutes in Rochester. And again, like I get it. I do want to see him in Buffalo too, but I think first line minutes, first power play, and one of the penalty kills. I don't know if he actually does, but just assuming. Like that's also I also like that for his development too. So I know where you stand on the Hellenius thing, but if you wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, I just don't really know how much higher they could push his ceiling. I'd put him in the NHL. Like, I mean, even with this current forward group, I'd be willing to put him in
Well,
the
yeah.
NHL. Like, you're not drafting Hellenius hoping to like develop him into a like 80-point center. Like, you're developing him because he could play in the NHL quick. I mean, you're drafting him so you play him in the NHL quickly. So that's kind of the main benefit of. I mean, if you're hoping for potential, like they should have just stayed put in the draft. I thought the reason they traded back for Hellenius was so they could get someone that could contribute sooner.
I mean, I definitely don't want to start speculating on what Buffalo's thinking because that's usually where we start going wrong. But I don't know. I think I think they probably are more like this guy has like the runway to be like an 80-point player. We just have to like do it right, not rush this guy like we did with all these other players. And
I mean,
next
they
thing you
could
know, we're in
think that,
trouble.
but they're wrong. So
Well, wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last. So that's
yeah.
also yeah. Oh man, just the debates of like, hey, should this guy that's like in Rochester be like in your top 6 because everyone's so injured and stuff like that? Like that's I don't like having those conversations either. That's not a lot of fun. I'd rather be like, yeah, like
Yeah, because
how does Jack Quinn get into this lineup, or how does Jordan Greenway get into this lineup? That's the more fun conversations versus just like, yeah, maybe Noah Oslin's the answer at 2C because there's no one else available. It sucks.
yeah, I mean Oslin, with how he played last game, I think he's deserving of a bump in that lineup. I also think it makes sense too that they switched up the lines a little bit because playing Tage with whoever just hasn't been working so far.
Yeah.
So I think giving Tage some better line mates, I think that's worth the gamble, especially with how Oslin and Rosane played last game, because I felt that Utah game was just a disaster with Tage and like whoever out there. I think it was like Greenway at one point, Krebs. It's like,
It was
what's
like a
even going on
rotation.
here?
But like that's another thing where yeah, it might not relate to Helenia specifically, but related to like Quinn and Paterka when they were on the line with Cousins. Same thing that's going on with Usland and Rosayan, or you saw that with Kulik with guys he's played with in Rochester. It is good for them to get that familiarity in Rochester because now they're playing together in Buffalo and there's already a little bit of chemistry. They don't need to learn the chemistry on the fly. And it's hard enough playing in the NHL as that young of a player, trying to break in. You're just trying to do your job and not get absolutely burned out there or lit up. Keep your head up, kid. But yeah, I mean, it is good to see like a line like Usland and Rosayan, and who were they with? Again, they got jumbled up last night. I was trying to keep track, and especially in hockey when there's just line changes too, you don't know. Oh, is this guy at the end of his shift, or is he actually on this line sometimes? Um, but yeah, like it is kind of nice. Well, you also saw Usland and Rosayan playing in the final minute of the game last night too. So, like, that's good too.
Yeah,
So, like, as worried as I am about, like, who's playing on Tage's line and what's going on there, and we'll get to some of the comments talking about, injuries and some of these top line players. It's, like, as worrying as that is, it is also heartening to see young players click on a line together like Usland and Rosayan did. They're not perfect out there. They'll make mistakes, and, sometimes they'll kind of hesitate, but I thought overall last night they played pretty well.
yeah. I mean, I could pull up real quick.
Let's see. While you're pulling stuff up, let's see what we got here. Yeah, we're one Tuck Thompson Doan injury away from it though, and he's talking about Hellenius being our 1C. Um, hey, it's close. It's getting there. I mean, you're running out of bodies. There's no Brett Murray's to call up this season. So, speaking of injuries to Thompson, does it look like he's skating in quicksand to you guys? Just doesn't seem to look like the explosive guy we've had in the past few years. I haven't seen anything that's like super noticeable. I've I don't know. I've seen him like have bursts of speed from time to time, especially when it looks like he's trying to like close people off. It's almost like he's doing an audition for the USA team, saying like, I can close off and play this power forward type game and like still be Tage Thompson and score. But it almost feels, and I'm sure it's not necessarily what he's trying to do, but it feels like he's trying to play a little bit more of like a power forward game. Maybe put on a little bit of weight in the summer too, just to a little bit of durability and stuff like that. He's never been the fastest guy. I think the long legs certainly help him. I don't think it's been noticeable to me, but I'm definitely something I'm going to look for now. Well, have you noticed Tage being slow at all?
Uh, I mean, maybe a little bit. I feel like that's also kind of just how he always looks out there because he's such like a huge
He's like
guy. I
he's
feel
just
like
a
most of the
giraffe,
time,
yeah.
yeah, he's able to get around the ice like faster just because he's just massive.
Yeah.
And I kind of PTSD of like valuing speed too much, especially after last year's Sabres team. So it's just like, what are we even doing here? It's like the speed is probably like the least valuable skill. I mean, it's valuable, but like NHL 2025, it's like it's not like 1973 anymore where you could put the fastest team out there and be really good. Like there's so much more to the game nowadays where
I mean, if speed
I,
was a factor, Michael Grabner would have been like a 100-point player every
yeah.
season. He could barely get onto teams at points. So, um, see
Yeah,
what
so we'll look.
you
I
got
mean, we
pulled.
could look on like NHL Edge too at his skating speed. So I mean, his max skating speed so far this season in each game has been like around 20, 21 miles per hour. I'll see what it was last season.
If you can
Like,
pull that up, I'll even pull it up onto the
oh, he
screen here.
was
But
like, I guess, let's see that average skating speed on here. 77th percentile last year. I mean, that's like his fastest time. I have to figure out how to work this out.
I'll at least I'll go over what we're seeing here is, yeah, 0 on ice expected goals against for the Quinn Uslan or Sand line from last night, and this is just on 5-on-5 play. Sorry, I don't. It's funny because it has like Greenway, Thompson, Quinn, and then Greenway, Krebs, Thompson. Line's got jumbled a bit, but yeah, I mean, like, look, they might not be offensively super dynamic, but again, especially with a young player, just try not to get caved in or get your head taken off. One of the two. Hopefully both. Hopefully you make it out of the game without getting scored on, and you know, with your limbs intact. But yeah, I don't think.
It's just that
Yeah, like,
Tage. Like, I mean, they tried. You
yeah,
can see on there they tried two different things with Tage.
yeah. I was just looking at the
Both of them got
Greenways with
caved in.
Thompson. Yeah, it's just not good. This is just a sample size of one game, but worrying. So I'm going to be doing some. I have to find a time where the Sabres. I had their schedule up. Where is it? Thursday. They play Thursday, Saturday. Thursday, Saturday, Wednesday, possibly on like Sunday. If I have a little bit of free time, I might start doing my little like analytics that I did at the end of last season, just trying to figure out like who's really doing well and who isn't. Something I'm not doing anything groundbreaking or whatever, but it's just a visual for me to better understand how players on the Sabres are stacking up against the rest of the NHL. So maybe that will be something I look into is to see, Thompson's, I don't know, high danger scoring chances for versus against, stuff like that, or percentage, high danger scoring percentage. So that'll be something that hopefully we might be able to pull up. I don't know if we'll do a live stream next week, or I guess not because they're away. I was thinking of maybe doing a live stream during the St. Louis game tomorrow, just because I will be going away for a little bit, but we'll probably figure that out post this live stream. So I don't know yet. We might do like a if this thing looks like it's going to overtime, we'll hop on a live stream just to just to hang out with everyone during another overtime game or something. Let's see here. Let's go back to yeah. Again, this is just stats from last night, 5-on-5 play, and reiterating that like the Dome McLeod Tuck line was pretty good, and they had more ice time than Quinn, Osland, Roseanne, and I can't prove this, but I would assume harder matchups as well. But yeah, Quinn, Osland, Roseanne, pretty solid last night. Pretty solid. So if they can keep doing that, that'd be great for them, for the Sabres. And again, I really do think there is something to these guys having time together in Rochester. We saw with a almost the quote unquote dream team of the Sabres back in like 05, 06, 06, 07. Half those guys played with each other in Rochester. So it's kind of like my same thought process here. I was in attendance last night and he kind of looked like he was just coasting a lot, just waiting for the play to come to him, even when puck was in his range for him to collect. Yeah. I mean, I would actually have to like go back and watch the game to see that.
Yeah, I
Sometimes
mean,
for
I
me,
think
sometimes
linemen
I
are
think,
just terrible. I feel
yeah,
like
I mean, it
that's what
just
it
wasn't a
was
good
for me.
night for him. Sometimes, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes people get mad at you. Like, he's coasting is like, obviously the guy's just trying to read the play and then react. I'm not saying that's what this is. I'm not trying to defend him if that's what's going on, because I've seen coasting live. It was JJ Peterka last season. I've seen coasting live and it is
Yeah.
noticeable. So if it's something that you've noticed, I don't know. I also think that like I used to think that like Jack Eichel didn't like when I first watched him, I was like, is this guy actually working hard? And then he would blow by a guy with like 3 steps, and you're like, oh, he's just a super powerful skater. And you're so used to seeing just like the McDavid fast feet, fast feet, fast feet, that like if someone plays a different way, you can get the notion of like, oh, this guy isn't trying, or he's a bad skater, or he's slow. But it's just kind of the way it goes. Because I didn't actually think that Zach Benson was one of the slowest players in the NHL last season. I didn't think he was a burner, but just the way he played, because he was so smart and he was always in the right position. My mind was just like, oh, he's not slow. Well, again, technically, by the numbers, he was. He was just a smart player, so he just put himself in good position, so his speed wasn't a detriment. So sorry, I just went off on a huge thing there, but yeah, I mean, sometimes it's hard to analyze. Again, I'm not saying he was coasting or didn't. I just didn't notice it specifically. But if you're at the game and you notice it, that's usually not great. I remember yelling at Rasmus Asplund from the 300 section because he stopped moving his feet and a puck went for icing. And I was really mad, and they were getting smoked by the Vegas Golden Knights. My buddy was there having the time of his life in his Vegas stuff. And I see Rasmus Asplund stop moving his feet, and then the puck goes for icing. I had lost it. It was, move your feet. You could hear me too. It
Yeah.
was quiet in there. It was wild. Felt good. Felt right.
Yeah, I mean, looking at his NHL edge data, there's really nothing that says he's slower than he was last year or has less speed bursts than last year. It looks pretty like similar-ish.
Okay.
Zach Benson's still very slow, but I mean, we love him for that though. I feel like he wouldn't be able to play his game if he was fast.
Dude, I don't know. I've just gotten like such an attachment to him as a player. One, because it's just like, hey, look, like you might have been good enough to play in the NHL, but like you were like so relied upon by a team as a rookie who wasn't even like a top 10 pick. He was what, 13th overall, is it?
Yeah, 13th.
Was it 13th? I wanted to say 12th. It just like for me, that just endeared me to him immediately. And so, like,
Yeah.
he could be the slowest guy in the NHL. I don't care as long as he's still playing the way he does and putting up either like, look, I understand underlying numbers aren't everything, but he's consistently put those up. But if it also came with him, putting up some points like he did before he got hurt, oh, I don't care how fast you go. You'd be the slowest guy on the ice, which sucks, man. The guy's in a walking boot. Zach Benson being in a walking boot, you know, sucks. That sucks so bad. They need him. They need him way more than Benson needs them. Hopefully, he doesn't pull up Paterka and be like, "This sucks." After his entry levels up this season. Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Benson too. I think like Ben Kindle on Pittsburgh this year, like he's another type of guy where he was like he's not the biggest player. He doesn't have the most standout traits, just a solid all around player.
Yeah.
Also from the WHL. And this guy's like been incredible for the Penguins so far on both sides of the puck. I think he has like 5 goals already. It's like I wonder I mean, I know it'll never become a trend because it's the NHL, but I feel like these types of players are always so overlooked, just the ones that know how to play the game the right way. And it's like even smaller guys, there's still smaller guys that get drafted high, but sometimes it's not the right smaller guy. I feel like IQ is a huge part of being able to make it to the NHL as a smaller hockey player.
You saw it with Sam Reinhart. He was a smaller guy. Like, yeah, he's got some height on him, but he was, scrawny for an NHL prospect, and that's what endeared me to him too, because it was his smarts. He wasn't the fastest player, wasn't the strongest player, but he was constantly in the right place and making the right plays. Like, yeah, sometimes it came back to bite him when he's trying to chase Dylan Larkin after like a 2-minute shift at the end of the period, and then he gets screamed at by someone who may report on the team. But yeah, like those kind of players just endear me to them because I was never a burner when I played hockey. First of all, I'm not good at hockey at all. Never was, never will be. But like, if I had to classify myself as a player, it would be more like I knew where to be and I knew what was going on and I could try to think like a step ahead, or at least try. Again, execution and understanding and execution are two different things. Execution wise sucked, but I always I thought the game pretty well. And those are why I kind of gravitate towards guys like Benson, Reinhardt, even a little bit of, I don't know. His is more just like straight, just like effort and dog. But like Josh Doan, you can kind of see he just kind of gets hockey in a way where it's just like it's nothing super cerebral and super impressive, but you're just like he just gets it, man. He's just a freaking hockey player, and he's going to have like a 15-year hockey career, NHL career. Like
Yeah.
he's just good enough. And I'm
I
sorry not to get
mean,
off topic, but
that's just the thing with these guys is that yeah, it's just all like yeah, I feel like I like the same type of player too. I like the high IQ players.
yeah,
A big fan of smaller players always. I guess you wouldn't
yeah,
guess that based on my size, but I'm a big big proponent of drafting like smaller players with high IQ versus, a bigger player with lower IQ. And based on the trend we see in the last draft, I mean I know Kindle went a little bit higher than expected, but last draft kind of made it seem like the NHL was like almost trending backwards a bit after these back-to-back Panthers Cups. But I mean, I guess we'll see what happens this upcoming draft. I feel like this upcoming draft definitely has like a lot more skill and stuff at the top, so I feel like it won't be as like heavy on reaching for like 6'5" guys that play well defensively.
Yeah.
So I
You're
guess we'll
seeing
see where
more
the trend goes.
you're seeing more success of, like, really bigger guys in the NHL. There's, like, the guy in Detroit that's a monster, and there's a couple other guys, like Rempe's found himself a spot. Like, just doesn't seem like, 5 years ago, he would find a spot on the NHL roster, but here he is now. But speaking of smaller guys, and I do kinda wanna do, like, a little bit of, like, an advantage for smaller guys is, like, what Steve says here. I sure hope when Benson gets back, he has an opportunity in OT. 3-on-3 is all about winning one-on-one battles. First, it starts with the face-off. You have to win the face-off because that's its own one-on-one battle, and it's all about possession in 3-on-3, which it makes it freaking boring. And you circle back in the neutral zone 4 times, and you try again. It's just not. I don't enjoy it, but it is what it is. Um, the one thing with Benson is, yeah, the speed will become a factor in the 3-on-3, though. They don't have possession, or they do lose a one-on-one battle, and even if it's not his fault, and you guys get into some kind of track meet, that's where the speed becomes a problem. And what you were talking about with Utah and why it looks like they're built for that is because they are a very fast team. And I think I tweeted out, I can see why Utah really wanted JJ Paterka, and I can see why Buffalo really wanted Kesselring and Doan. I think that's a
Yeah.
win-win trade. Like, it made sense for both teams, and especially the JJ Paterka thing. You can see why they did that with like the other players on that team as well. So I do want to see him in overtime as well. But at the same time, like, look, if a one-on-one battle is lost, and it might not even be his fault. Let's say it's Alex Tuck in the corner and loses a one-on-one battle or something, and it turns into some kind of track meet, or there's a turnover. Like, Benson's not going to save you with his speed. Essentially, is what I'm trying to say. So I still agree with you, but I just wanted to put out there that bigger ice, that is where his lack of speed could actually be a detriment. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, well, yeah, I do think I can see situations where you could win like a puck battle along the boards and like create a 2-on-1 opportunity for his
Yeah.
team. I could also see
Yes.
situations where, he creates that 2-on-1 opportunity, someone loses the puck and he has to run back into his own zone and he's not
Yeah.
fast enough to get back there. Uh at the same time too, like I see like just the missing assignments in the defensive end so much, or like not knowing when to step away from their man. I feel like Benson could help in a 3-on-3 setup where it's not as back and forth, where it's like one team set up in their own zone or even set
Yeah.
up defensively in your own zone. He could be useful. So
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
true.
we'll see. I do think he's being held back a little bit earlier on just because Lindsay obviously knew he had that nagging like lower body injury, and now his foot's in a boot too. So it's like
Ugh.
maybe that's why they're trying to hold him back in situations where speed's important. So who knows? Like they'll give him a different role when he comes back, and if he's like more healthy.
Right. Yeah, that is something to watch for. I never thought of it like that specifically. But yeah, they could be limiting not just Benson, but any player, or you never know if Thompson. We just didn't notice he took like a shot off the foot or something, and he's slower, or you know, uh, Byram, has a nagging ankle injury, and that's why he's not as explosive as he usually is, or something like that. Um, the one thing I will say about Benson and just smaller players in general, definitely, like, they still need to be strong, but like you can sometimes see how it's more of an advantage, especially in like certain in close at the net front situations where like Benson can get lower and more leverage than the 6'5" defenseman, and he can almost like cut under the guy and get himself into position there. I've seen him do it a couple times this season where he got himself into positioning because of his size. If he was bigger, it would have been actually, I believe, more challenging. Again, that does
Yeah,
come with, because the second you get body positioning on a bigger defenseman, what's he going to do? He's going to try to knock you off that positioning. That's where the strength comes. You still need to be strong to, one, get yourself into that position and then stay in that body positioning. But it is something where you can kind of get under them a little bit and use your lack of size as an advantage. It's not going to happen all the time, but I've seen it a couple times with Benson already this season when he was playing. And that is, to your point, something for you to hang your hat on, saying, small guys, they can be just as powerful. You just need tree trunks for legs, Marty St. Louis style, but they can do it.
Yeah, no, I think that's really the thing with guys like Benson, and I think Olsen Rosen has still been good, but you could see the difference in what like an NHL ready 20-year-old looks like versus a guy that needs 2 or 3 years in the AHL. Like, and I really just think it's that get to the middle type of style of play, that lower body strength. That's just so important for guys, unless they're supremely skilled, who want to make it to the NHL with not a lot of time in the AHL or juniors.
I remember on a couple of games in a row when they were shooting at their own team's ankles, and Byram came back to the bench yelling. I remember him coming back. I forget exactly what it was, but yeah, I remember, like, who did they get on? They got on camera. Might have been Byram, but they got one of
No,
the
yeah,
players.
it's definitely Byram, because I remember doing a live stream during that, and he was like
Oh yeah, that's
doing
right. Yeah,
something
yeah,
on the bench, or he
yeah.
was
He was
just like,
screaming. Yeah. Oh my god.
yeah,
Oh man, the old Sabres. I mean, that's like, I remember being when we played, they're like, if you're shooting head high as a defenseman or something like that, and yeah, Byram's a defenseman, so like him yelling at people of where they're shooting is funny, but yeah, like they told you like it shouldn't be above the knee or the waist really. But like you keep it low for tipping opportunities, and you don't take out your own teammates or something like that kind of thing. Because taking a shot
yeah.
to the, like the ribs or something like that, right in that like soft spot of the chest protector or necks, hitting someone in the face or something, not great. So
That was
yeah,
like their
that's
strategy early on, though. It felt like it changed a little bit since the first few games, because like the first few games is really just try to rip a shot from the point through traffic and like hope to get a rebound. Like that's kind of what we saw against the Rangers that first game. And now like they're legitimately getting like shots in tight. Like even the Utah game last night where they got kind of outclassed there, they were still like getting shots from the high danger area, just not as many as Utah. But I feel like now it's less of a problem of getting the pucks to the dangerous areas as much as is getting there as much as the other team. But I'm not going to weigh the Utah game too much, because like we said, there's so many injuries, like 6 of the 12 forwards. You got 2 guys that are on your first line to start the season out. You got 2/3 of your third line out. Uh, every power play unit's different too. So I'm not going to be the biggest hater of the Sabres power play or special teams, because it's been, both things combined in terms of goals for percentage has been, top 5 in the NHL so far. So, I mean, I'll absolutely take that. I think power play will definitely struggle when you got 2 or 3 new names on both units. So I don't know. I'm just not reading too much in the Utah game. I know I maybe sounded like a Sabres homer now, but it's just I think that Utah game, getting a point there was huge. I think for me, that's a major positive. This team was able to battle and get a point that game. A lot of the negatives that came along with it, I'm not going to really consider that much, because 6 forwards are out in that forward group.
yeah. I mean, that's just something to consider. Sorry if I looked distracted. I didn't see this, but I just put it in the chat for everyone to go take a look at. Obviously, hopefully everyone stays here and watches us, but that link is to JJ Paterka mic'd up, and around the 15-second mark, he's like, before the opening faceoff with puck, he says something along the lines of like, they treat us so well here, you like wouldn't even imagine, or like it's crazy or something like that. And it's just like, yeah, thanks for that, JJ. It's definitely the person we want you saying that to, the guy that we're worried that still hasn't been re-signed. Yeah, I'm just gonna listen to this again, so I apologize if I go silent, but I can see exactly what he said because I didn't see this earlier. I've been off social media a lot recently. Um, that sucks. And if you thought I wasn't happy with JJ Paterka before, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt Tuck's gonna consider going to like Utah though, of all
No, but it's
places.
just him basically saying it's JJ basically saying like you're in Buffalo and they treat you like crap, you should get out, essentially.
Well, yeah,
But
JJ hated Lindy too his entire time here, so I feel like that was definitely
JJ did not like hard coaching, it would seem. And,
yeah.
like, look, fair enough, maybe I wouldn't either. I've had hard coaches, I've had not like, coaches that don't care at all. Frankly, I'd rather have hard coaches, because the ones that don't care at all usually like, that was just a mess. Um, Here, I'm trying to see exactly what he said. "How's it going?" "So, good, they actually treat us so well, it's insane." And then puck drops. Like, "Oh,
That's pretty
okay."
funny.
Yeah,
I
I
mean, at
mean, like
least he's not trashing the fans, I guess, so that's
yeah,
one leg
that's
up on
dude,
Eichel.
can you imagine, like, Eichel would still be getting booed, but if he just didn't say that after that game, man,
He'd
which
still
is a
so many
great meme for
fans
us, like,
here.
I love
I
it, but
honestly
it's
don't
just
think he would be getting booed, like, nearly as
no.
I mean, I never plan on booing him until after, the post-game comments. I wore a Eichel Team North
That's right,
America
man.
jersey to that,
Yes, you did.
Sabres Vegas first game. Because yeah, he
Yeah.
was I mean, I know Eichel can't be that dumb to not remember, like, the summer of 2015. Like, does he remember that prospect scrimmage? They
Oh, I
delayed the
was
game a
there.
half
The
an
place
hour,
was
then
filled. Yeah.
19,000 people there for a prospect scrimmage or, his first game in a Sabres uniform,
Yep.
that goal against Ottawa, like, how hyped the fans were. I mean, really that whole season. It's just crazy that he'd be willing to take on the fans, so I guess props to Peterka for not putting down the fans. I mean, I honestly don't think he hates the fans either. With him, it was definitely like
No,
the
he's
guy
usually
just can't.
drinking with them.
Yeah, yeah. The guy honestly just can't stand Lindy. Like, if they didn't hire Lindy Ruff, Paterka could probably still be a Buffalo Sabre. Like, I definitely don't think he would have asked out, and I don't think the Sabres would have looked to trade a guy like Paterka either if he never asked out. Like, there's no way I think they'd have looked into this Doan for Kessling deal without Paterka, kind of forcing his way out.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's just a win-win trade for each team. JJ got what he wanted. Sabres got a couple players that they want as well. I'm very curious to see what both of those guys resign at because I'm pretty sure they're RFAs starting next season. This is why we're
Yep.
doing a live stream and not like an actual podcast because I would usually
Yeah.
just
So
say
I
I
mean,
didn't.
those are contracts. I'm not
Maybe
too
it's
upset they didn't
projected
get
at.
them done in the summer. I mean, I
Yeah, I'm
guess
not
they could have
surprised.
gotten them done in the summer,
It
but
could have, but I'm not surprised that they didn't.
I'd rather see what these guys have before I'm, committing money to them, even if it
Yeah,
costs me a little bit more.
yeah, agreed. Because if it didn't work out, people would be ragging on him. Yeah, so Doan has arbitration rights. Also, is Kessel Ring. So, I mean, worst comes to worst, you just go with the arbitration thing, and like you never want to get there. Most teams usually avoid that, but at the end of the day, worst comes to worst. Oh, so is Krebs. Krebs has arbitration rights too. You just take what the arbiter says and keep it pushing. So, yeah, I was looking at
Yeah, I mean,
some of
now
the
it's
rules.
a now it's like kind of a big question of who they move out to if Tuck does resign. I think at this point the front runners in the clubhouse are definitely Jordan Greenway and UPL. Like, that alone will clear up like around
I
eight
was
million for
yeah,
you.
Quinn as well. I mean, that would be tougher
Oh,
to
I
get
forgot
rid of
about Quinn too. Yeah,
because
I
like
mean that would be another one.
he's making almost $3.4 million a year, and I understand that like Cap's going up this year, Cap's going up next year, but like, sorry, man, like he's done better recently, and that's great. But it's, teams are still going to be like, I can spend that money elsewhere, kind of thing, and feel like we get better value back. So and Greenway as well, $4 million, which is just like oof. But again, things going up, I get it, fine, whatever. But
Yeah, we have
oof.
these four names here. I think. Yeah, I mean, I could see UPL being moved out in season. Like, there's still so much story left to be written with the goalies, but Like if UPL continues to play like he has been, which is just like slightly below average, all right, and like Colton Ellis continues to be slightly above average, it's like I don't know. I'd consider something there. I mean, you're gonna have to at some point. So I mean, I don't know if you'll get more value for him in the off season versus a trade deadline, but if you're wanting to try to keep Tuck, like you're gonna need to maybe try to clear out cap space before the fact. I mean, I don't know what their plans are there,
Yeah.
but it's like, and then you have Levi too. I mean, he kind of had somewhat
Right?
shaky start, but he's been dynamite lately. So it's like he's gonna be
Yeah.
NHL guy next year, regardless whether it's Buffalo or another NHL team. So it's like,
And, like, he just seems a little bit more pushy. Like, he gets it now, like, he's gonna be in Rochester, but he just seems like someone that's gonna be more pushy. He's not just gonna just sit there and just sit in the AHL for years on end, just waiting for his turn kind of thing.
I
He's gonna
mean,
try to
I'd
push
be
for that stuff.
upset if I was him because it's like they literally gave him no chance. Like he could have a 985 save percentage in the AHL this year. There's a 0% chance he plays a single NHL game without like an injury or a trade to the three goalies ahead of him. Like they literally locked that guy into the AHL for an entire year, a guy that they considered to be a top prospect. I like I could see reasons why he'd be like,
Well,
I
'cause
don't really understand the plan here.
it could be I don't know. I mean, maybe on the Sabre side, just trying to play devil's advocate, not trying to say like this is what I would do or I would say. But maybe they said like, look, just play in Rochester this entire season, get a full season because again last season they tried him out in Buffalo and then had to send him down. Start in Rochester this season, play the full season, and then like as long as it's a good season, you'll be like we will give you the fairest of shakes next season. Not saying that's what I would do or whatever. Not saying that's what was said, but I'm just trying to think of like what maybe the Sabres have told him to kind of keep him happy, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing though. Do they go back on that promise if Alex Lyon's like a top 10, top 15 goalie this year and Colton Ellis like is a breakout backup goalie? Like, is that a guarantee that Levi will be in their top two next year? Like, say they break the playoff drought with Alex Lyon as their starter. Like, there's no way they're going to go into next season and deal Lyon just to get Levi NHL games.
At the same time, like this Colton Ellis thing, he's only played one game, and that was how many weeks ago at this point? Like, my one question
You
is,
got to
and like,
buy the hype train, though.
I
I'm
get
an
it, I
early
get it, but
investor.
do you think he plays tomorrow? Little revenge
I
game
hope
against St.
so.
Louis.
I hope. I mean, they love giving goalies revenge games. So
But if they
I
don't,
hope
like,
they do
my
it.
thing is like, how bad is his back thing? So like, I
Yeah, that's
again,
the other
like,
thing.
I'm so glad that Colton Ellis had like a good first game and they won and he made that ridiculous save in the third period. But it was one game, just like an unproven commodity. And like, sorry, we like I've said this a million times, like we don't have time to let you develop on the fly. So like, unfortunately for him, it's like you got to be on it every single start. He's not allowed in like his second or third or fourth NHL start to have a bad game, or else he's probably going to get put on the shelf for a while. So like that sucks for him because they have two other goalies on the roster that they're ready to go. And
That's one of the reasons why I think the Sabres are probably the worst, not one of the worst goalie development teams in the NHL right now, is because with the way they're set up, like you said, with like how much they need to break the playoff drought this year, with like all of that. Yeah, it's just
yeah,
like not a place to test out goalies. So I don't know why this is an
exactly.
organization that continues to, I mean, it's awesome to have all these young goalies. If it was up to me, I'd be playing them more. But it's like this seems like a team that has no interest in getting these guys NHL games. Like they're going to be stuck with 27-year-old like rookies that have 1 or 2 years left in their goaltending prime before they're past their prime. It's like I mean I guess we'll see what their plan is long term, but it's like I, it just doesn't
Do
make
they have
sense to
do
me.
they have a plan in long term, or is it more
I
just like
don't think they
someone
do.
show us that you can be our starter and like, oh,
Yeah.
it's Alex Lyon, okay, we're gonna run you into the ground kind of thing. Like that's pretty much how it feels right now. Since we're talking about goalies, people are being active in the chat. Really appreciate that. It makes it a lot more fun for us and hopefully more fun for you guys. I'm gonna get to this one first, and we're gonna go up. Bip, I do see you. But this one, did Levi ask for a trade? I forget where that came from,
After
but
the whistle. So I
after
guess
the
like until
whistle,
I see more like
yeah.
I haven't heard like really anything on that outside of that tweet. So I guess
They
until I
They
hear
said
more
something
on it.
like it was it before the season? Was it? I'm not trying to put words in their mouth,
Yeah,
and I'm
no,
sorry.
they did say that.
Okay.
But I mean, that's just not. I remember hearing rumors. I mean, that were unsubstantiated that Levi would be unhappy with being in Rochester. Then every time they interview the guy, he's like, "No, I actually like love being here." Like, unless he's just really good at not showing his hand. Like I've never seen a guy more happy to be in the AHL at times. Like kind of reminds me of like Curtis Lazar. Like I remember when
Yeah.
he was at like Calgary or Ottawa, he like asked to be sent to the AHL so he could develop better. I think
Curtis
Levi's
Lazar
the
was the
same
best,
way.
dude. I love Curtis Lazar.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's doing well. I think he is. He's on Jersey, right?
Yeah, he's still in the NHL
Yeah.
somewhere. He's
I'm
floating
pretty sure
around
he's
there.
made him. I know I really want to. Almost positive Curtis. If I could spell Lazar. I'm pretty sure he's on New Jersey and he's on their fourth line. 30 years old. Shout out.
He's only 30.
Yeah, right?
Damn,
Crazy.
I would have guessed he was like 35 or something.
Yeah. Yeah, he's on Jersey. I was right. Okay. Let's keep moving on. You think there's a chance they move on for Byram this upcoming offseason? Absolutely. I absolutely think there will be. I think it's probably going it's also going to be one of those things where they say, like, if we don't get the offer we're looking for, we're just going to let it run down and, let him choose, and whatever teams that's trying to acquire him but not giving us what we want, like, good luck next season or next offseason. Maybe you'll sign him, maybe you won't. I
Yeah, I'd love
definitely
to know
think
how
that.
there wasn't a market for him last offseason. Like he seems like a guy that NHL teams would like. And there's so many of these teams
Yeah.
that don't even really have second offensive defenseman, let alone a first offensive defenseman. I thought they could have fooled like someone to like take on this guy. I mean, he's been decent this year for the Sabres, but it's just like
But all right,
if
yeah.
they're interested in signing Tuck, they're gonna have to find a way to move money somewhere. That would be
Nobody
pretty clear
won.
chance to move some money. And Samuelson's been playing a lot better too. And Timmins
Yeah.
looks like a good depth guy as well. You're already paying Darlene and Power, so
Yep.
it might not make
Just
much sense to pay a guy like Byron a ton of money.
I think he's probably the number one, like, trade target,
Yeah, like trade
trade
chip.
bait, whatever trade chip that the Sabres have, most likely to be traded. So, think there's a chance? Absolutely, I do. What else do we got here? Again, appreciate everyone being active in the chat. Again, makes it fun for us. We try to think of this as a bit of a community, especially during these live streams when we're hanging out, or while we're hanging out during Sabres games, and it's me
We'll
crashing
pull
out.
up this one on Byron.
We got here.
Because yeah, I mean that's the other thing. Like if they sign a long term deal, that'd be a really
Mhm.
bad value contract. I'm kind of glad they didn't sign him to a long
Yeah,
term
I
deal this
mean,
offseason because he's nice to have, but he's not someone that you'd want for like 7 million for another like 6 years.
I think he's like gravy on top.
Yeah,
It's like you could still be fine with like a lesser defenseman making, might not be as like explosive offensively, or I'm thinking more, he's not explosive offensively. I'm thinking more explosive as like an athlete. Like Bowen Byram, he's an athlete. Guy can freaking move out there. And so, like, yeah, I think maybe if you had a little bit less of an athlete or something, cheaper contract, I still think you'd be okay as long as the guy's not getting caved in or anything like that.
less hype
Um,
too because I mean he's still
yeah.
living off like the fact that he was a top 5 pick and he was considered like a pretty high end prospect too. I think that also helped him get paid a little bit as well. I mean, he also had decent point production, so yeah, I don't know. It's funny because he could demand a lot in terms of a contract, but I guess a trade market wasn't good enough to like acquire like a top 6, middle 6 forward. So I mean, I don't really know what the deal is with all of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's more just I don't know. It's just like I don't want to say it's money not well spent, but I think they can spend their money a little bit more efficiently elsewhere. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just then, like, you don't want to like overload on defense, and then you start trading away defensive chips because you're like, we're good on defense, and now next thing you know, you're looking for defense. Like, same thing with like centers for the Sabres. They're trading all these centers. Next thing you know, you're like, oh crap, Josh Norris went down. We're really in trouble. So yeah, that's just kind of where.
I'll pull up this one here, like
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of.
upcoming Saber schedule.
Oh yeah, Yeah, we
So
can
yeah,
definitely. Sorry, I'm looking at some out of town scores here. What is this? Do we have here? So I'm trying a new sports app that kind of gives you like live looks at like standings and stuff like that, and it's soccer based, but they're trying to do it for like all different sports, and
what
like
is it?
hockey is
Flash
just a little weird.
score?
Yeah. I
Oh
downloaded that.
yeah.
I'm trying to use it. It's just like a little weird. It's a
I did
little
delete that
weird.
'cause I ran out of space on my phone. I needed to download like another app. I ran out of
Fair enough.
space.
Yeah, so I'm trying to do that because I use FOTMob, FOTMOB
Oh
for like
yep.
soccer stuff, and I do like that it like actively shows you, if this team's winning 1-0, how the standings are looking, if results hold. I was, kind of like the same thing for hockey here, but they
Yeah, I
just
mean,
do it
just
a
looking
little
at
bit differently.
Sabres upcoming schedule. I mean, like St. Louis tomorrow, on the road at Carolina on Saturday, then a 3-day break. And then they have that Western Conference back to back in Utah and Colorado, a break, and then Detroit. And then, 3 games the following week, 4 games the week after. So,
Oops.
yeah, it's a pretty light schedule kind of like in the middle of November. Like they're only playing like I think it's what 6 games over 14 days.
Yeah, so again, like you were saying, Thursday obviously at home, and then they go on the road for 4 games. Carolina this Saturday, then Wednesday,
With a
Thursday back to
huge
back.
3-day break.
Yeah, yeah. I
Like
mean,
they'll
it's
probably be
say
back in Buffalo for like a few days before they take off for the rest of
yeah.
those
What
road games.
Yeah, like, what do you do? Do you go down to Carolina and then you come back and then fly out to Utah maybe on, like, the 11th or something like that? I would assume so, 'cause you'll
Yeah,
probably
like they'll
fly
probably
back from Carolina the night of, get home, like, Sunday morning early in the morning and then stay
yeah.
there for a couple days. Yeah, that's probably it, yeah.
It's like barely a full on road trip. Like I know early December they'll have like the Western Canada
Yeah,
road trip, but yeah, that road trip, yeah, like you said, they're probably like going to like come back from Carolina, spend a few days in Buffalo, and then go out
yeah.
west.
And then, they go out west again for the back-to-back, Utah, then the Avalanche. Detroit, Saturday the 15th, not this Saturday, the next Saturday. Then they are at home. They have Edmonton, Calgary, Chicago, and then Carolina.
Two of
And
those
that
four should be winnable.
yes, and they need to be winnable. Again, those are teams you need to beat. Don't beat the good teams and then lose to the bad. No, no, no. Beat the bad teams. That's how you get your free 2 points. You walk away saying thank you very much. And then they go away to Pittsburgh on the 26th. That is a Wednesday. Again, another team like, look, I understand they have Crosby and Malkin, blah, blah, blah. You got to beat them. You got to beat them. And then there's to finish out November, there's a back-to-back. They host the New Jersey Devils at 4 p.m. on Black Friday, and then that Saturday they are off in Minnesota, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time start for that one. So there's your schedule for the next month. What else do we got here? I'm trying to catch up here. You can have
I
Kesselring, Dahlin,
I
Power,
forgot
Timonen,
about
Sanderson.
Kessler. We were talking
Yeah.
about that earlier. I was like, yeah, I forgot they have him too. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you definitely could move
We've all
Byron
seen
for
worse.
forward depth at this point.
You saw Andre Benoit play defense for the Buffalo Sabres. Of course, you've
Pair with
seen
Andre
worse.
Mazzaros too.
Yeah,
That pair was
yeah.
legendary.
You saw Henry Yoki Haru somehow save Marco Scandella for like 15 games. You've seen worse. That turned into like you might be a redneck, but for like you've seen worse. If you've seen Brady Martin play defense for your hockey team, you've probably seen worse. Was it Brady Martin is his name? No.
Oh, Brady Austin.
Brady Austin. Thank you. Brady.
Yeah, the big guy. Brady Martin was that was a pick for Nashville.
That is, yep. Okay. Sorry. Whoops. See, already forgot his name. Brady Austin.
So we'll
Yeah.
put like Norris skating again. I saw that and I'm like, I remember this guy being day to day for like 4 weeks last year.
Yeah.
So I think until he's back on the ice, I'll just kind of be cautious with the
For me,
timeline
he's
on him.
out of sight, out of mind until at least January 1st. I don't expect to
Yeah,
see him before by the end of the season. If he does, great. That's like found money. To me, gone. They said it was going to be multiple months, couple months or whatever. Gone till January 1st. If he comes back sooner, great. But just don't rush the guy. Who knows what happens? Who knows? I mean, if you might not rush the guy first game back, he's finally feeling real good and everything's good, and another injury or something like that. So
he
just
could pull like a
don't rush the
Jonathan
guy.
Tays and do like some like natural healing retreat in India for 2 years, and then like come back in like 2028.
I just
That's probably
again
more
like
likely than him coming back anytime before like
yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's just I'm just setting that expectation. It's good, great to see him skate again. It sucks
Yeah,
that he's hurt all the time. He has to live with those injuries. He has to get up out of bed and waddle to the bathroom if he hurt whatever kind of like oblique or whatever. Like that sucks, man. I hurt my back this weekend real bad, and I was like, I couldn't stand up straight. I was like limping all around my house. It sucks, man. It sucks. So like I feel bad for these players that are constantly hurt, him, Samuelson, but at the same time, like this is a hockey team, like it has to move on without those guys. And if you can't be available, it's a detriment to your team. So you kind of have to I really hate like calling guys out for being injury prone, but like it's the unfortunate truth. So that's where we're at. Because yeah, that stuff sucks. But good to see him skating. So let me see here. That being said, if Tuck is asking for okay. It's better to just try and trade him for Josh Doan type players who haven't gotten their shots yet.
I just don't
That's
think that
that's
package
a
will be
gamble.
available for Alex Tuck because he's a UFA this offseason.
Yeah,
Paterka, I mean, his profile is extremely appealing to
a lot of team
almost
control
any
too.
NHL team. Like, what was he, 23 years old at the time he was
Just coming off
traded?
his ELC, he has many years
Yeah,
of RFA years too. Tuck doesn't.
two 20+ goal seasons at least. I that was just a valuable trade piece, and even then, like he was such a valuable trade piece that even then we got Dona and Kessler, and you're like, oh man, I was kind of expecting like a little bit more.
I
So I
was
think
expecting
with
a little bit more
Tuck,
too. Yeah,
like Tuck, I don't even know if you get one of those pieces. Like I don't know if a team will give up like a team controlled asset for a pending UFA. I mean, maybe we'll see him get like kind of like a higher end rental return, but at the end of the day, he's still a rental. Like a lot of the teams that'll be kind of gunning for him will be teams that probably don't have a plan for him after the season or don't have the money for him after the season. Like if you're a team like Florida or something, you could find a way to get like Tuck on that roster too, and they get Barkov and Kachuk back. Like
oh,
toss the Sabres like 2 first-round picks. Like,
I can't do picks anymore, man. Stop trading for freaking picks. Trade for
yeah, but I mean
players.
that's the thing. They're not gonna be able to get Tuck
I know.
for a play. Like, when was the last time like a rental
It was
went
like a
for
big
like a
hockey
one
trade.
for
Yeah.
one like player deal? It's just unfortunate too,
Nietzsche's
because like,
and what's his face? Oh my God,
oh yeah, I guess like one for
Rantanen.
one expiring contract guys,
Yeah,
but
but yeah, exactly. 1-for-1 expiring contract. You're not gonna be
yeah, like I wouldn't
trading an
want
expiring contract for. Yeah,
to
yeah, get you.
like don't Kessler are like young cost controlled guys. So I mean young team controlled guys. So I think they could have gotten a lot for Tuck though if they traded him around last trade deadline, especially those rumors with LA. It's like, man, I just feel like that extra getting 2 playoffs with Tuck instead of just one for the team that acquired him. I feel like that would have made a big difference in price.
Twist my arm into Quentin Byfield. You know,
Yeah,
it's
like
probably
if they could have,
honestly that's probably what the Sabres asked for. They're probably like send us Byfield because they said with the JJ Paterka and Doan and Kesselring thing, they're like, look, if Doan's not in the deal, let us know when he is. Otherwise, not going to happen. But they could have
yeah,
done the same
there
thing
was
with
maybe
LA.
a time where they could have pulled that off because then like Byfield kind of went on a heater towards the end of the year,
Yeah,
and then
it's
it's
like
like,
ah
oh man,
crap.
yeah, yeah, like you have to do
Yeah.
this when he's still not playing that well.
What else do we got here? Real bad man. Yeah, it's really funny to see Justin Kia refing. I remember watching him refing games in the American League, and I was like, "There's a couple calls I don't necessarily agree with there, Justin." Now he's refing NHL games on the regular, and you're like, "Holy
I remember the
crap!"
day he was drafted.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm like, it's weird. Like, I don't know. There should be something because like I get interested about some of these like third tier Croatian league where there's like corruption in soccer with like a ref. There's one going on with like regional leagues in Seattle for the US Open Cup where a guy refed one of the games where he was literally an active player like on their roster or at least on their B squad or something for one of the teams. And it's just like the Sabres drafted this guy. And like for some reason, it almost sometimes I feel like Kia's like overcompensating because I feel like sometimes the calls really aren't going the Sabres way. Or and when I saw him the Amerks way when he was reffing them, just to make sure that he's like zero conflict of interest. As you can see, I call more penalties on them. But like, I don't
What
know.
about
Is there
Jordan
something in
Samuels
the NHL
Thomas?
where like if the player is drafted by a specific team, like you probably shouldn't ref those games? Like, I don't know. I find that interesting just to at least have the conversation. Because like he was drafted by the Sabres. Now he's refing Sabres games. Like, I don't know. A little interesting. And he's still
I
like of
mean,
NHL age. Like he could be playing in the NHL. I'm pretty sure he was drafted the year that I would have technically been drafted because of course I was that good. But
I doubt he has any ties to the Sabres though. That team like sucked. Like that
yeah.
era where he was like in the
I'll,
system.
let's see if he even played.
No, he
I
never
don't
actually
yeah, he
played for
didn't
the
even get a game with
Sabres.
the Sabres. Yeah, it was
No,
just
yeah, he never played for the Sabres.
Rochester, Elmira, Rochester, Florida, Everblades, Fort Wayne Comets, Toledo. He was playing like garbage time in the ECHL, and he's like, "Look, let me start calling penalties. Give me
We got Jordan Samuels Thomas too, another former guy in
oh,
the
that's
Sabres
right.
system in the
That's
NHL now as
right.
well.
That's so interesting. Um,
Yeah,
where were you when Michael Hauser got his first win? Probably drinking my face off. No. When was his
that was a
first win?
depressing Sabres season. That one was like probably running the Charge in Buffalo like Twitter account that night, trying to like power through.
Hauser made his NHL debut May 3rd. May 3rd of what year, please?
It would have been
Oh God,
2021, right?
2020. Yes, 2021. Oh, where was I? Was I in Rochester? I was in Rochester. Yeah.
First year, I think that was the
Cool.
first year of the podcast as well.
I can look that up too.
It
Yeah,
definitely was
before we
because
could
that was the
even
Taylor Hall season.
we used to podcast where we couldn't even see each other, so we had no idea when we were done talking.
Yeah, it's like a Zoom audio call.
Yeah, it was like Google Meet or something like that. It was wild.
Oh yeah, it was.
We were
Yeah,
just
that's
winging
a
it at that
throwback.
point. We still are, but like, really winging it at that point. First episode dropped. I don't suggest going back and listening to it because we've definitely improved since then. November 22nd, 2020. Oh boy. Sabres are
That
pretty
was
much in the
probably
same.
right after they signed Hall too. That was probably like a few weeks
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
Tuck for Evan Rodriguez.
For heaven
Rodriguez
Rodriguez.
is the
I'm not.
guy I would have loved for them to try to get this off season.
Yeah, but like
I
he doesn't go into the corners and throw his body and throw punches. So like he just isn't a good hockey player,
yeah.
unfortunately. Isn't that what we heard the entire time he was here? And we're like, no, he's a good player. Like he's not a world beater by any means, but he's a solid NHL player. No,
Yeah.
he
But
doesn't light anyone up. Okay, cool.
I,
Well,
I
thanks
don't
for
really
coming.
know what to even say about because it's kind of so funny too that Reinhardt and Rodriguez were the guys to win 2 cups each with the Panthers because those are two guys that were like trashed a ton in Buffalo. I mean, most people in Buffalo loved both of them, but I mean, there's just that loud
It's just a
minority of fans that would be
wild.
like, "Oh yeah, these aren't playoff players," and then these guys win 2 cups. Evan
You're like,
Rodriguez
yeah,
has played on a line with Alexander Barkov, Sidney Crosby, and
yeah.
Nathan McKinnon. But this guy, apparently, when he's in Buffalo, he
He's
had a
not
bunch
good
of
enough for
people
your team. Yeah, it's
saying
crazy.
he was. And
Those are
one of them was a prominent Buffalo News hockey writer too. Said I don't know his exact words, but I remember he's implying that Rodriguez like
wasn't
isn't
an
a good
NHL player at
player.
all. Yeah, like
Yeah, and
wasn't even
it's
an
like
NHL player. And
I don't
it's
know.
one of those
I
things
feel like the 2 Stanley Cup rings probably show that he's maybe an NHL player.
you have most, yeah, right. You have most Sabres fans. Then you have that minority that you're talking about. I'd say about half of those people are people that are like, why do we trade all the players? And they go off and win a Stanley Cup. I'm like, dude, you were literally one of the ones saying these guys need to go. And look, fair enough. I'm one of the guys saying that Samuelson needed to be bought out. And now you look at him play and be like, dang, like some team would have been
Or
really
like the
lucky if they
people
picked
that
him up.
call Owen Power Owen Powers. Like if you're really a fan of this team, you probably know your first overall pick's last name is
Yeah, but
Power, not Powers. Like I don't trust anyone's opinion that calls one of the team's best players a wrong name. Like you clearly don't follow the team close enough to even have an opinion that I'd even take to heart.
yeah, so it's trying to ignore those people where it's just like, look, like you're
Yeah,
saying this guy isn't good enough, and the second he goes to a team, they win the Stanley Cup. You're like, why did we trade him? So like again, that's like the minority of the minority.
yeah.
But
Like Sam Reinhart too. That's
yeah,
another one.
man,
And then
there's
people saying cousins like spun it like the word like it's my
yep.
cousin like
Yeah.
Cousin. That was
How
another
about
one.
people love saying Malmsteen?
Yeah, that too. Middle stat, but they switched around like the T's and the D's.
Yeah.
Like it was Middel. I'm trying to think of some others. Yeah, I mean those were the big ones. But it's like
Zemgus
even if
Girgensons
you
gave people fits. That
oh
was a tough name
yeah,
for people.
people would combine the two and be like Gergarenko.
Kessler, yep, there's another one, Kesserling. That I
Like
can't even mess
Kessel.
it up because I say Kessel Ring because I'm freaking right. But yeah, like love
Oh,
you,
we
Rob
had
Ray. That one's a tough one. I
shout
have
out to
no idea what
Bill.
you're talking about. No one's ever made that mistake. So
Brady Austin played. How many games did he play? Like
is he still
two.
playing? Is he one of the guys that we're when we did that Luke Adam thing? We went that deep dive onto
Oh, he
Luke
might still
Adam.
be playing in Europe.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's playing in Germany, is it? Yeah, he's playing for Germany. In Germany?
He'll
He's
be a
playing
guy
in
that'll
Germany.
pop up on like a random country's Olympic roster. Like he'll be on like Taiwan's like Olympic roster.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I mean, my great grandfather visited there for a couple weeks and said he liked it, so I'm gonna play for them.
Wow, he's only 32. Like I don't know. For some reason, I always thought like this era of Sabres players are like older.
No, no,
So
I
yeah, it
mean he's
makes
still
sense that he's still playing.
yeah, yeah, still kicking it. It would be fun to go play like end of your career, like to go play overseas. I don't know. I think it would be pretty fun. Different atmosphere. Got people bringing in like flares into the into the
Yeah,
arena, and you just see those massive flags, and you're like, holy crap! Jochen
Jochen
Hoist.
Hoyt.
Even Dan Dunleavy calls him Kesserling half the time. Okay, here's something. I put out something that
I
was just
thought it
like
was
Dan
that
Dunleavy.
too.
Yeah, I
Like
put
when they
out
traded
something a
for him,
couple
I had
weeks
no idea
ago.
it was Kessler.
Dude, it was tough for me to get down. It took me a second. Like I needed to practice. I had flashcards for myself. It was bad. Um, I put something out a couple weeks ago where I was like, Dan Dunleavy's the man. Just a hopefully we could all agree on this kind of tweet. Like one of those things where you're like, you didn't really even need to say that, but you just hit send tweet and you move on kind of thing. I do that from time to time. And there's some people coming back, be like, I don't, or like basically just talking about haters or whatever. I was just like, I didn't even realize people like there was like at all a contingent of people that didn't like Dan Dunleavy. I had no idea. Like, did you know this? I had no clue. I was like
I
genuinely
fit.
surprised. I was like, wait, what?
There's people that hate everything with the Sabres, so I'm never surprised when someone's like, "Oh yeah, the urinals in 108 are shit." Like it's always just like something like that.
Yeah. Or it's almost like saying like, "Oh my god, the signage is still navy blue."
The signage is terrible. I'll stand by that. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it is. It's not great. It's not great, but and especially because they've updated them in between, like when they stopped using the navy blue and like the royal blue. They've updated them in between because they've done like the little like they make them look like poker chips or whatever. It's like the Seneca Casino. Am,
oh
am I
yeah.
am I crazy? So it's like you've even changed them in between.
I
So
mean, how
like,
many
and you
two
kept
foot
the
long
color.
food
You're
items have they
driving crazy.
introduced?
I'm sorry.
They've introduced like 82 2 foot long food items in between when they last replaced those signs. Like have the guy coming up with the 2 foot long food items. Like, give him like,
Give
I'll
him
give
a
him a
paintbrush.
drill. Yeah, take down the signs, put up the new ones.
Oh man. Yeah, you're gonna be like, you can get like a statue of the Eiffel Tower in chicken wings and be like, can we just get royal blue signs,
No,
please?
yeah, literally, like a crew of like 10 guys could probably get that done in like a day in the summer. Like, it's not that hard to replace those signs.
I'll do it for free. Just give me a ticket for like a game or something. Is a tough act to follow RJ. That's very true. They could have replaced him with Prime Don Stevens. They would still have some complaint. I will say, like, yeah, it's definitely part of the RJ thing. RJ was like starting to lose his steps though, and he just kind of lost his flair, which like I'll always have the memories of him when I was younger and stuff like that. That will never change. Always will hold him in that high regard. But you could definitely tell like later on, like things where I will never forget the game where he just stopped talking and it's like the middle of the game playing for like 5 minutes. Then they finally threw like Marty on or something or Duffer, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, what's going on here? And that's when I knew. That's when I kind of not mentally checked out with RJ, but it was just like, they should probably stop doing this. So like, I
Yeah,
don't know. I
I know he'll be like hard to replace because yeah, he's a voice. He's a voice of my childhood. He's a voice of
yeah,
like
of everyone's childhood.
anyone
Yeah,
anyone like under the age of like 60 or something. He was the voice of their childhood, so it's like
I see what Mitch was trying to say here, but I don't. Do you really like?
then Brian Duff was originally
Yeah, like I don't
from like
care.
yeah, I mean Southern
It's
Ontario
fine. Yeah,
parts of there are I mean you can be a fan of whoever, I feel like some people are flexible in that
yeah.
area.
Like you shouldn't say you don't like him for this reason. Um, and I'm also
Dunleavy,
I'll also say with Dunleavy, I've heard from multiple different people that have said like he's a super, super nice guy and like genuine guy. Like when you just like meet him or whatever. I think one of them was saying like, I think his like dad's and you like it was in like a group that you were in, well, but basically like his dad or something like that was like friends with Dunleavy or something. And so he's talked to him from time to time and he was always giving him like the time of day and was always enthusiastic to
oh
talk to him
yeah,
even
he's an
when he was a
awesome
kid. So
guy.
so yeah,
He's
I've always
friends
heard.
with my dad's cousin too, actually.
Oh crap, there you go.
She's from like I think Hamilton, I think they grew
Mhm.
up together. So yeah,
Nice.
I mean everything I heard about the guy sounds like a great guy. He's even like
Yeah.
messaged me on Twitter a few times about like Sabres prospects and whatnot. So
Oh,
it's cool to
really?
see like him like interact with fans and whatnot. And
Nice. Yeah.
anyone covering this team like on a nightly basis in season, uh, I think they deserve our praise because he's had to sit through some
Dude,
terrible hockey.
he was on the show for so long too. It
Yeah,
felt like they I don't know any of this at all. This is all speculation on my end. Speculation, hearsay, whatever you want to call it. It's not the truth. I don't know anything. But it almost felt like they were like, yeah, like you'll replace RJ. But the Sabres didn't want to get rid of RJ. They didn't want to be the ones to force him out. They're like, we need to let him tell us when he's done, kind of thing. And then RJ just didn't. And so, like, Dunleavy just kept sitting there and kept sitting there. And he was probably, I don't want to say getting impatient because that is putting like words or thoughts or actions or feelings into Dunleavy's mouth. And I'm sure he was just like, look, RJ's the best, whatever. And he would, but like, I'm sure he's probably like, what's like, I kind of thought I would already be doing this by now. Cause like it is his career at the end of the day and like super respectful for RJ. Of course he is. But, I just in my mind probably think like he probably was expecting to be the play-by-play guy a little bit sooner, and he's stuck around for a while, man. And
yeah.
I'm sure there was
It's a
probably an
tough job
opportunity
to get
elsewhere.
though.
It is
Like
very
I
tough.
think even if you're in waiting for one of these 32 announcer jobs, yeah, you kind of just
Yeah,
have to wait it out because be the best announcer in the world. It's not a guarantee you ever get a pro sports job.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think he's really taken the opportunity to run with it so far. Like, I don't know. I feel like hopefully the Sabres team is good and like, we'll still have this podcast going like 20, 30 years from now, and we'll have like the younger fans being like, oh yeah, Dan Dunleavy was like the voice
Of my
of like,
childhood,
oh
yeah.
yeah, my childhood growing up with the Sabres. So
That's right.
yeah, I think he has like potential to kind of like build a legacy in Buffalo.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, he's just a good dude. Decent announcer. He's had some pretty good calls. I think his calls have been pretty solid, and yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
can't
like
even
this one.
shake hands or wave some of those games.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the crazy because like for us, it's like
Time and a half.
we could just turn off the TV and be like, yeah, we're not watching this anymore. Like like
Yeah,
Dunleavy,
he's
Baron, like they're stuck there. Like
Brian Duff always has to put a positive spin on his stuff, and you've heard it from Gervais and Peters. They're like, we hated this, and like we had to sit there
yeah.
and put on a smiley face, and we just couldn't do it anymore. Brian Duff has to do it every freaking night, and like
Yeah.
so does Biron, and so does Dunleavy, and like even Rob Ray, like he's even a little bit more like not unhinged, but just like remember last year when the Utah they scored on their own thing. He's like, give them the puck. Like he'll even do that, but like he still needs to try to put a positive spin on stuff to the point where like the Sabres would get caved in like 15-2 in shots in the first period. He was like, it was a good period for the Sabres. They just need to regroup. And we're just like, Dan or Rob, what do you mean it was a good period? They just got outshot by 13. And two of those shots were like perimeter from the point. Like, so like he's gotten better about that too. But yeah, I mean,
Remember
we
Kevin
can just be like, this team
Sylvester?
sucks. We're out. Yeah, what's going on with where's he? What's he doing these
He
days?
does like golf stuff now, I
Nice.
think. Like golf
Cool.
radio.
Yeah,
Mike
I remember he used to be
Robitaille.
involved.
Kevin Sylvester and
Yeah,
Mike Robitaille.
I need the old Empire Sports Network like post game
Oh
thing. That's what
yeah.
I grew up on was the Empire Sports Network. I remember watching
I
that and
was
being with my
tail end of
buddy.
that.
What? Yeah, wearing Sabres jerseys, playing mini sticks, pretending like we're Hashik, pretending like we're getting in fights. Like that was the childhood, man. Wouldn't trade it for anything. Let's keep going through here. Um, they'll have Sabres games on like holograms and look back on us. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be in like a walker. I'll be using a walker because I've already obliterated my back 48 times playing tennis
You'll have like an
throughout my
AI
career.
version of yourself that would be like on our on
Still,
our podcast episodes. It'll be like
exactly. Yeah,
Bill for now.
we'll be here when you can just watch the game on your little glasses or whatever.
We'll be immortal. We'll have like a AI version of our podcast till
Yeah.
2700.
Yeah, that's what AI is being built for. It's not super scary. It's for, Sabres podcast 50 years in the future. Rob's special in our hearts. I will say that, yeah, like he's a Buffalo dude, It would be
Oh
weird
yeah,
to see
he's
him
awesome.
call it was weird to see him play for another team. It would be weird to see him,
The
behind the mic for
Senators.
another team. That sucked. I hated that.
I was like Andrew Peters too. I actually was digging through my closet when I was back home. He had a card where he was like it had him in a Devils jersey with like a Panthers logo on it. I'm like, that's like I didn't even know about that Andrew Peters arc.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's really fun because like also like Reve like ended up playing for like Elmira and just like give me a freaking
Oh
Elmira
yeah.
Jackals Craig
Elmira
Reve jersey,
Jackals.
baby. Like, yeah, we might not agree on everything in hockey, but that's some deep lore right there. I like that.
Yeah.
What's this? Craig Reve
Oh yeah.
said he looks
I
at
was on
Sabermetrics tweet. Okay.
I
So, oh yeah,
I
that's right.
mean,
Did you mention that to me?
we probably don't have any Senators fans listening, so I could bring up what it was about. But it was about how like Cousins. I forget the exact numbers, but it's like Ottawa outscored teams like 19-15 when Cousins was off the ice at 5-on-5. And I think he was outscored like 3-11, or Ottawa's outscored 3-11 when he was on the ice. So they brought up that in terms of like how Cousins is doing in Ottawa. I went viral on Senators Twitter for
Yeah,
probably
sure
like
did.
2 days. I had to mute my replies
I
to
did
that tweet.
I did the same thing on a random like July afternoon when I was just like doing remember when Jeff Skinner was just like celebrating and guys were still going
Oh
after him and he's just
yeah,
standing there and like I riled up Detroit fans so bad off of like a meaningless tweet in like the middle of the summer and I was like, oh crap, this is what like guys like
yeah,
you or I don't know, like the expected Buffalo guys or like, is this what you guys go through or whatever? I remember seeing
yeah.
someone do
It's
something on Sabres Twitter, or not Sabres Twitter, excuse me, hockey Twitter, and he was just like saying like trying to defend himself, and like in this thread, I just remember seeing it because I was like, "Holy crap, this actually happens." He's like, "I've literally gotten death threats," and this is just someone that talks about hockey, and I'm like, "Yo, yo,
Yeah,
what's
no,
going
it's
on here, man?
crazy.
My first
I
death
mean,
threat, I'm out." Like,
yeah,
I'm not even
I've gotten some like crazy stuff in my replies like once in a while.
yeah,
And like some usually I just ignore, but sometimes I'm like, all right, I just had like enough. Like it's crazy that people think they could just
yeah.
log on to their account and the stuff they say to people
Like, I
over
just
hockey stuff is crazy.
yeah, like, we were talking about, after the whistle, and just like, I don't agree with them on a lot of stuff. I still like respect them, and like if I have something that I
Oh
really
yeah.
disagree with, like there's been tweets where I'm like, yo, I don't agree with this at all. And like, I don't know, old me would probably like try to give some snappy response, but you just move on. You know what I mean?
They're
Like if it's
so
that big of a deal,
entertaining
you just move.
too.
Yeah,
Honestly, like I
man. Like
tune
they're
into their
great.
podcast every once in a while because especially
Yeah.
when that former Sabres on, because it's
Yeah.
like,
Former Sabres,
yeah,
and it's not just like a how was it when you played in the NHL? Like if I was interviewing them or whatever, it's like they played with this guy,
yeah,
so they're cool with him. So it's like a different banter and like, look, you might not agree with everything they say, but that's fine. They're allowed
no,
to
yeah,
have that
they.
opinion.
I
They
think
also
they're a
played in the
fun
NHL,
element to
so
have.
yeah. So like again, we don't agree with them, but like we might poke fun at them or whatever. I'm sure they poke fun at us if we were
They're
big enough that
dialed
they
in now,
were.
though. They're talking about Dylan Cousins 5-on-5 stats.
That's right.
They're
That's
one of
right.
us now.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten a little bit more on their bandwagon of you need more rough and guys, but I'm not like you don't need a guy to go out there and drop the mitts. Like I'm sure they're really
I
happy that Garrettson's on the team, and I'm just like, look, I want tough players, but they got to be able to play, man. Like I'd rather have like an Evander Kane where he's taking stupid shots from outside the Danny Heatley zone. But like he's a tough player versus like a Geertsen where it's like they literally want to keep him on the ice because like he's better for other teams when he's playing, kind of thing. I'm sorry, Mason. I went
yeah.
pretty much the entire time not crapping on you, but I had to get one in. But
Well, it
it's just an
that's
example.
kind of the thing. I feel like as I get older, it's like with the past year or so, like I'm like, oh man, I'm agreeing with like after the whistle, like on a lot of stuff, and then it's like I find myself like trashing like modern day music. I'm like, oh yeah, it's not like it was like
Yeah.
10 years ago. And it's like, oh man, I'm really
Yeah.
just like turning into an old guy.
Oh,
Like I feel
I
like
totally
that's
am.
what it. It's like, man, I'm just getting up there in age. Like I lost that kind of youthful glow I used to have, and now I'm turning into a full on hockey guy at this point. I'll be one of the
Yeah, and
dads at the rink with some Tim Hortons at 5 a.m. watching their sons practice, talking about how Sabres could really use a guy like Patty Coletta in the lineup.
yeah, yeah, it could yeah, we really need Patty Collette to go run someone in the numbers real quick. Shout out Brad Richards. The like, dude, one thing when it comes to like sitting with the parents at a hockey game, hockey parents are nuts enough. And when I played, it was in Philadelphia, and as you guys know, Philadelphia is Philadelphia. So some of those parents are definitely nuts. Um, Luckily, they didn't have one thing that when I showed up to Buffalo or when I showed up to Rochester and was playing a little men's league there before I hung up the skates. I was like, "You've got to be kidding me that this is open." Having bars in a hockey rink? Excuse me? Dude, Bill Gray's
There,
Iceplex or whatever it's called now, I'm like, they actually have a bar up here and like parents can come like while their kids are playing and start boozing. I'm like, yo, if this was around when I was playing, some of those parents would be like leaving in cuffs, brother. Like, I don't know what's going
yeah,
on
no,
here.
there's a rink. I don't know the name. The rink in Niagara Falls. I forget where it is. It's kind of near like the outlet mall. There's like a bar and restaurant almost in there too. Because I remember
Yeah,
I had like a Molson Canadian at the bar like before watching like a high school
that's crazy,
hockey
man. Yeah.
game.
Well, like Bonaventure's giving out, they're gonna start doing drinks at their basketball games. And like apparently
That would
Bonaventure's
be
culture's
dangerous.
changed a lot. But like if it was back when I went there, oh my God,
Yeah.
like I don't drink anymore. It's been many years since I have. But if I was a student there and they were selling drinks there, oh boy.
I just remember their
So
fans used to. I don't know if they're still like. If I remember like 5, 6 years ago, and I'd watch like UB's road games, there like their fans were like wild, like they were like
dude, yeah,
into
we
it
were
there.
crazy. Yeah, it was fun, man. And like you're right on top of the players. Things have changed a lot. Apparently, there's less parties. People aren't going out as much. And I'm like, we used to go to the bars all the time. So anyway, just relating to people hitting your midlife crisis at 29. Already booked your trip to China. Enjoy China. I had family members go there, like live there for a year or two for some like work stuff, and they loved it. So enjoy. And 30 years old changes a man. I don't know how old everyone is, but yeah, that's pretty much around my age. I'm a little bit older than 30 years old, but yeah, man,
I'm approaching it slowly.
I'm getting there.
28
Like
right
I,
now, so
as you know, bought a house. I saw like a kid like run across my lawn. He was like playing with like the neighbors' kids or whatever. But like I was like, who is that kid? And it's not like I was gonna go out there, but like I just had that instinct, and I'm like, oh no, oh no,
yeah.
I'm one of them. And like it wasn't that big of a deal. It was just getting a ball or whatever. So like I wasn't actually going to do anything, but it was just like the initial. I saw the kid, and I was like, who's that kid? It's like, oh no,
And that's slowly
oh
gonna take
man.
over Bill.
Get off my property, which like I'll probably never be like that, but yeah, man, it's great. And like you have to think, so like let's tie this back in. We've really gone off the tracks now, but like with the after the whistle guys, they're just older. They're just not the same age as us, different experiences in life, different generation. They have
Different
different
era of
opinions on
NHL
stuff.
too. I
Different
mean,
era
like
of
when they
NHL
that was a rough
different era of
NHL that they played in. Like
they
like the
played
hits and
in.
stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. So they're going off of not only how it was back in my day, literally how it was played when I was playing
Yeah.
back in my day. So I try to have a little bit more respect for, guys that actually played and have a different opinion than me, because it's like, look. So again, do I agree with everything they say? No, but am I going to be one of those guys in their mentions like calling them idiots? Probably not most of the time, because I put my face on the internet, and if for some reason I ran into one of them, I don't want an Andrew Peters right cross to my jaw, because I would be going down hard. So yeah, I mean, I know I look big on camera, like you're like, oh, chiseled athlete. No, actually not. I have trouble with wind. So yeah, I'm not going to go ahead and start talking crap about Greg Hervé and Andrew Peters. But
Yeah.
seriously, like I've come to find myself agreeing with them a little bit more. I haven't listened to an episode a little bit, but I do enjoy when they talk to like Vanek or like Gianta, Derek
Like they had
Ross.
Toledo on there, like one of the latest episodes. I was gonna
Oh,
try to
do they?
listen to that one.
Yeah, I'll listen to that when I'm grinding away at work. So, um, was it Bill who asked me about playing? Damn man, we gotta play video games. Pretty useful soul. Yeah, I'll get into some games. Nice. You got a couple hours to kill at night. Rock out some games. New World's definitely not. That's falling off, but I'm still getting after it.
I still
Trying
play
to
NHL 06. I'm still
do you?
like trying to pretend the Sabres are good. I'm like 8, 9 years old, being like, this is the year.
Nice, man. Yeah, I'm a variety gamer. I play a bunch of different ones. I'm not really into like the fantasy stuff or whatever. It's like sports. What's sad? I've gotten super into is Football Manager. Oh,
Oh yeah, stuff's
oh,
addicting.
oh my God. Inject Football Manager directly into my veins. I could play that. Once you take Wrexham from the championship to the Premier League, and you get that sweet, sweet satisfaction of promotion via penalties in the playoffs, oh, chef's kiss. it's the best, dude. So I've been playing a lot of Football Manager, and it's a good thing when you're, I'll listen to stuff or watch stuff or whatever. It's not a super intense
I've been
focus.
playing stuff like that. I've been doing like Eastside Hockey Manager too, and like on the weekends, like you'll start playing at like 10 a.m. and then you're like, oh damn, it's like 6 p.m. right now. Like I've been playing this for 8 hours.
So I don't know if my parents are listening or not or whatever, and they'll be really upset to hear this, but I'll try to play games after I've gotten stuff done. Clean up the house, vacuum, stuff like that, whatever, clean a bath, and then I'll do stuff. Couldn't catch me dead doing that when I had to do my schoolwork. I wanted to go out, play with friends, do all that stuff, and
Yeah.
then come back, do work. And my parents were like, please just do your work, and then you can go do whatever you want. And I just wouldn't do it. Now I do because I will do that. Because I've done that before. You sit down at 10 a.m. You're like, oh, let me play. And you're like, holy crap, it's already 12. Let me go grab some lunch. No, I'll eat lunch while I'm playing. Next thing you know, you're like, dinner's approaching and your day is gone. So I try
I
to
used
get
to be
stuff
an
done
early
before.
morning homework guy, so I'm not someone to ask about time management. I
You
literally
used to be
wake
a
up
homework before school
high
person?
school. I'd wake up at like 3 or 4, do
Oh,
all my homework, and
I'm
then like
appalled right now.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Same in college too. I had like similar. I'd study for if I had a big test at like 9 a.m. I'd wake up at 4 a.m. and
You
study for like
cram? I could never cram,
yeah.
dude. I always had to write out my notes, but then the next thing you know is like I would just write my notes and then the next day try to like write my notes. That was the best memorization for me. Next thing you know, I only memorized the first 2 pages of my notes because I wrote them those so many times, and everything after that was just like mush.
Yeah.
Not a taker. If you want me to write you an essay or like a whatever, I can totally do that. But give me like multiple choice. I'm like, I don't freaking know. Suck a test, dude. I hated it. Let me see here. You
I'd be
must.
good with like Saber Sporkle quizzes. That's more my type of test.
Okay. What were those things that were like the squares? Is that what it is? Sporkle or whatever? Like the little like you have like 3. It was like a 3x3.
Oh, that was Puck Doku.
Oh, booked it. Yes.
Oh, should we try to do a Saber Doku real quick before we end the
Yeah, let's do it.
stream?
Yeah. Pull that
Can we
up. I usually am
stream?
Monster Online ranked NHL. I used to play NHL with my buddies. We used to play EASHL, and we still talk about it to this day because we all play on PC now. And obviously, NHL isn't on PC. Like, just the glory days of that, man. We played so much of it, and it was just so much fun. Um, put some seriously, yeah, Roller Coaster Tycoon. Okay. It's been a really long time since I've played that, but dude, any kind of like management or tycoon thing, the older I get, again, we're talking about the age, less of the like Call of Duties and stuff like that, and more of the football manager, roller coaster tycoon, um, like a Sim City or whatever. I haven't played Sim City, but just those kinds of games intrigue me a little bit more. So, um, Saber Doku
Let me
or
share
whatever
screen.
to close this thing out. Yeah, you're
Yeah, let me try to hook
good.
up to.
Good little test run of how to work this.
All right, share screen.
Let's see.
Open. All right, do you have a better setup to share your screen?
Possibly, yeah. Let's
You
see.
have 2 monitors.
Yes, I do.
All right, pull up Puck Doku and see if you could share the screen. This one will be. I think this one will be an easy Saber Doku because the Sabres are actually a team on here. So if we just do all former Sabres on here.
Okay, hold on a second. Share screen. This is my first time doing this one. Easiest with 2 monitors, sure is. Puck Doku, and then okay. Hopefully this works. Let's go here. Oh, that's way too small. People are not going to be able to see that. All right, we're making it bigger. All right, this is how we do it, folks. Player data is entered by Elite Prospects. Choose a player in the designated cell. Ensure they match a specific row and column. Same concept as Sudoku puzzles. If a cell represents both an award, stat, and team, blah, 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 achievement, statistic will be recorded, whatever. Okay. So, Walt, want to go left to right here? You want to start from top to bottom? Where are we going here?
I mean, should we just knock out the Sabres first?
So we're
There's
going for
just so many
uniqueness as well,
options.
right? We need to
Yeah.
do something super unique. Okay. Let's see here. So a player that played for the Capitals and a player that played for the Sabres, and it needs to be very unique. I almost want to say like you're a lock, but I'm sure there's someone
He technically never played for the
played for the
Sabres
Sabres.
according to
So
this because
do
he
they
never
count that?
dressed. Yeah, he never actually played in a game, so it doesn't
They
count.
count that? That's crazy. Okay. Okay. Who do we
I'm
let's get some
thinking.
any suggestions from the crowd here? I know we're on a bit of a delay and then it takes you time to think and then write your answer and us to see it. But see what Walt's got. What do you got, Walt?
Well, I mean, some names I'm thinking of right now, like Roger Crozier,
Okay. That's a
Mike
good one.
Weber.
Mike Weber. And a second. Yeah,
Oh yeah, we
we
did
got
get
Mike
Mike Weber
Weber.
in the chat.
Okay. We'll go with Mike Weber.
Yeah, let's put Mike Weber in there.
All right. 1%. That doesn't seem good.
Damn, they at 1%. I thought it'd be lower, honestly.
That you want to have it at 100%, right? Or like closest to 100%
Oh
as you
no,
can, right?
no, 1% just means like 1% of the people that put someone there put
Oh,
Mike
crap. So
Weber.
this is good. Okay.
Yeah, so that's
Hey,
good. But I mean, I
shout
thought it'd be
out.
even lower, honestly.
All right. Let's go. Okay. Very nice, everyone. Let's see. Let's go Canucks and Sabres here, shall we? Or should you know what? Let's get rid of the rest of them so we can come back to the Sabres.
I
Capitals
already
and the
know this
Winnipeg
one.
Jets.
Cody Eakin.
Did he play for the
Yeah, he's a
Capitals?
deadline acquisition for. He was on Capitals as a rookie, and then he's a deadline acquisition for.
Another 1%. Oh, they have the Sabres picture of him too, I think. I think. Oh boy.
Born in
All right.
Finland,
Born in
Caps guy
Finland.
that
Caps
played on the
guy.
Sabres too.
No, it's
Oh my god.
just a born in Finland and
Well, no, I was trying to do all Sabres here. I was
oh.
trying to do
Oh.
just
Oh, this
everyone has to be a Sabres guy.
okay. Ugh.
I mean, some of these are easy though. We could do born in Finland, Vancouver, Mika Nornen.
Did he play for Vancouver? I see people know
Yep,
more
in
lore about like the
05,
Northern
06.
Vanek. Vanek for
Vanek would be.
Vanek isn't Finnish, is he?
He would be. Did he play in the Canucks? He might have.
Oh, is that what you're talking about for over here? That's
But
probably
I
what I was
mean, I
thinking about.
feel like we can. I put Norton in the born in Finland Vancouver guy. That'll get below 1%, I think.
Mika Norton already comes up. There he is.
Oh man, 1%. I thought I'd get like
1%.
0.1 or something. All right, I'll
Okay.
still take it though.
Yeah. Look at that jersey. He's wearing the old goat hat. I love it.
Oh man, Sabres and Caps guy born in Finland. Oh man, it's gonna
Sabres.
kill
Yeah.
me.
You're making this tougher than it needs to be, man. This is brutal.
Oh man, Sabres Caps born in Finland. Oh man, let's just run through some Finnish Sabres players. Like Armia never played on the Capitals. Ristolainen never played on the Capitals. Ruotsalainen, no. Tony Ludman, no. Teppo Numminen, no. Ah, oh man, yeah, this
This is
one.
tough. I'm good at like random trivia, but then there's like trivia like this where I have no chance. You know who we need? We need Taylor Negrelli from Straight Up
I
Sabres.
know, yeah, he'd be like
He's the
pulling off.
man. He's the
Yeah.
man with this stuff. So hopefully he's listening. Probably not. Why would he be
All right,
listening? What, an hour and 30 minutes in while we're doing Saber Doku or Puck Doku
all right,
or
let's go to
whatever?
some easier ones. Like we could do Canucks, Sabres.
Yeah.
What would be like a unique one there?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like I especially historical wise, it's really, really tough for me. But I don't know.
Uh,
Someone didn't like Juno, Joey Juno or whatever his name was, play for Vancouver as well. No, was that
Potentially,
the
but
actually I
not
think he was the
overly
Capitals.
confident. Oh yeah, but he did play in the Capitals. I know that.
Ah, crap, should have done him
I
instead of
mean, we
Mike
could
Norman.
put under 500 game Sabres. We should just put in our guy Brady Austin.
Yeah, shall we? All right. Oh man. Point 0.1%. There it is.
Point
Oh,
one.
that's so
There we
funny.
go.
That's so funny. Want to do under
All right.
500 games played and born in Finland? You want to do Ruotsalainen since it's a Sabre?
Oh yeah, might as well. Really, no one probably knows who that guy is.
I don't even know how to spell his name anymore. There it is.
R2 Ruotsalainen.
Where was Dominic Cahoon from?
Germany.
Germany. Yeah.
Yeah.
0.5.
0.5. Wow.
Someone put some. Okay. Okay.
Sabres and
Canucks and Winnipeg. I don't really care, to be honest. I really don't.
oh yeah, some of those two are gonna be killer. Oh man.
Man, that one's yeah. These are tough. Under 500 games played. Played for the Winnipeg Jets.
There's two names that come to mind, but I'm not 100% sure that they played under 500 because that's. I feel like some fringe guys could like sneakily have over 500 games. Like I was thinking about Adam Party and I was thinking about Chris Thorburn. Oh, I guess you can see the years played on there too. So I mean,
What's that kid's name? He was like a Oh my god, he was. It's a Winnipeg Jets. What's his freaking name? Oh my god, it's gonna drive me nuts, dude. He was like a first round pick that just never panned out, or like a high second round pick from like 2014,
Oh,
2015.
Brendan Lemieux.
No, I mean that would be a good one, but I think he was like Finnish or something, to be completely honest with you. What
That
was
played
his
on the
name?
Yul Armia. I mean, he played
No,
on.
was
Funny.
it I don't think it was this, but it was it like Sammy Naiku or something like that?
Oh, is Sammy Niku? He may.
Yeah, I think that's him that I was thinking of, right? Just back in that general vicinity. Sorry,
If
I
we're
am
going,
cheating and looking him up. Okay, I would have been right. Yeah, he's played 67 NHL games. We won't use him, but that's who I was thinking of. Sammy Niku. He's
I put Oh man, Brendan
that's
Lemieux.
cheating.
I feel like
Yeah, you want to try him?
Lemieux, Thorburn.
Chris
See how many
Thorburn. Chris
seasons they
Thorburn's one of
have.
those guys that's probably played like 400 and like 400 games or
Yeah.
something. Because he just played for a while. That's the thing.
What about Adam Party?
He played
Oh
for
man, he
9 years.
definitely played over 500.
Probably, yeah.
Oh,
We got to wrap this thing up. I didn't think this was going to take us this long. All right.
all right, let's rip through this. Let me think of one. Man.
Does Sammy Naiku count? Because I thought of him before. I just couldn't think of his name.
Yeah, just toss him in there. We ditched this Saber Doku.
Yeah, we ditched the Saber Doku. We're just going here. 1%. We'll take it. Noonanen? It sounds like you're in Caddyshack trying to make him miss his putt. Noonanen. Or you talk about Teppo. Born in Finland and played for the Caps. Cole Zig was from the Czech Republic, right? No.
Oh man, that was one that we missed. Could have done Eric Comrie. Forgot about him.
Yeah. Kolzig was born in like somewhere, like he technically was
Colson was
from like
born in South Africa, but
Yeah, South
represented
Africa.
Germany internationally.
Okay, Germany. Shoot.
Born in
Finland,
Finland.
Washington. Sandine? Rasmus? No, Sandine's not from.
No, they have so many Swedes. I
Yeah,
can't.
they really do. Oh, it's bugging the crap out of me. Eric Comrie,
Did
Jets less than 500. Yeah, that would have been the one. But Sammy Naiku was a poll that I was happy about, even though I couldn't figure out his freaking name.
Oh man, Olli Jokinen. I don't think he played on Washington.
He played on a bunch of teams.
Damn, I can't think of any Finnish guys that played for Washington.
Yeah, Washington's not a roster that I know much about.
It's just not a roster that's had a lot of Finnish guys, I feel like. Unless there's like an easy one that I'm missing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think of back in like the mid 2010s. Just like a random, like a Chris Versteeg or whatever. I think he might have played on them for a season. Oh man, this is brutal.
Yeah, I know.
This sucks. Someone cheat for us and put it in the comments.
Yeah.
I know someone out there is watching this, I hope, and like know someone and they're just screaming at their phone/computer.
They even have a Danish guy in Lars Eller. But like they have all the Nordic countries.
Yeah. Thomas Polkanik was not from
Czech.
He's Czech. Vitek Vanacek is
Czech as well.
Czech as well. Okay. Oh, brother. Oh no.
Oh man, Thomas. For some reason I thought Thomas Vokun, but yeah, he's Czech as well. Man, they've got like all of Europe except for Finland that's gone through it. Oh man, let's just throw out some Finnish guys like Solani. Nope. Tony Ludman. I already said that. No. Man, I'm like stumping on like Finnish guys for some reason too. I'm just trying to think of like even NHL 06.
I could definitely name more like Swedish guys and Finnish guys, or like
Johan Larsson too, Swedish Caps guy.
Yeah, he did play for the Cavs for a little bit. Man, are we gonna be stuck here all night?
Probably. Yeah, well, I guess we got to close this thing out. Oh man,
I have no clue. I'm gonna move on to something else so we can at least get something going here. Played for the Sabres, played for the Canucks. What are we thinking?
Sabres, Canucks.
Did Bogstrom play? Yeah, dude. Because he was on
But
Florida.
might as well try Borgstrom there. At
Did he
this,
move? Yeah, did he move after
he
being
definitely
with? Because I
played
know he's
somewhere other than Florida.
okay. Borgstrom. This is him, right? 17 to
Yeah.
20 there. Oh, nice
Oh,
call.
there we go.
Nice call.
11% too. That shows how few. That shows how few Finnish guys actually played on the Capitals
Let me
that
play for
Borgstrom's
Berkshire.
got.
There you go. Well done. We'll give you your props for that. God, that was annoying. I wouldn't have thought of him. I didn't. I knew
Yeah.
he played for Florida and then moved from because he's not on Florida anymore. And like he was, I found him interesting because he was like a really like cool, skilled guy for Denver. And I was honestly kind of surprised he went to Denver. But yeah, I didn't know he went to Washington though. That's a what a call. Okay, so
Sabres,
Jets
Canucks.
and Sabres Canucks.
Do
Yeah,
Skudra, the Latvian goalie, with a K, I think. Yeah, Pateris Skudra.
There's Scudra. Oh no way! They don't even have a picture
Oh,
up. Oh, what a poll!
he
Oh,
still
it's
got
beautiful.
0.5 too. Brady Austin was our rarest pull yet.
Yeah, you like that stuff? Yeah. And then just Vancouver and the Jets. Oh, geez. This is gonna be way tougher. We're gonna might have to like go back to like before when they were the Jets originally, right? Oh man, this might be harder
No,
than
I think it might have the Thrashers attached to it as well. So you could also do a Thrashers
okay.
Canucks guy.
Okay, that helps a little bit.
So yeah, Thrashers Canucks. Oh man, I should know this. Ugh.
I mean, Thorburn played for Atlanta, didn't he? Pretty sure.
Did
Or
he play in
like,
Vancouver though?
wait a second. Vander frickin' Kane. Doesn't he play for Vancouver now?
Oh yeah, that would be Saber Doku as well.
Yeah. Oh, baby. Let's go. I don't.
Now I have to look up. I have to look up Finnish players that played on the Capitals. Now that we finished it.
It's just gonna bug the crap out of you. Oh, we're back. Appreciate everyone at Tyler Toffoli. Oh, good call. You're right. Good call. Man, we need Bip around here for some of our.
Oh man, Sammy Lapisto was a name that was like on I was thinking about, but I'm like, that would be crazy. Other than that, yeah. They've
That'd be quite
they've
the pull.
only had 8 Finnish players in the history of the franchise.
Wow.
They've had Timo Blomqvist, Antero Lettinen, Esa Tikkanen, Sammy
That's a
Lapisto,
taken in. Oh, yeah, I
Mikko
remember that.
Lenonen, Mika Alomo, Henrik Borgstrom, and Oscar Osala. So I only heard of like 3 of those guys, I think.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, you know what we can do? We can do some of these during intermission for our live streams during games.
Yeah. No, yeah, easily.
Something. Look at some stats. Here's your shot
Do a
map for the
full-on
period.
Saber Doku.
Saber Doku. We will probably talk offline about doing a live stream during the game tomorrow if people are interested in that. Drop a, do a live stream tomorrow in the chat or something like that to let us know you'd be interested in hanging out with us. But yeah, kind of up in the air. It usually depends on how bad I'm getting smoked at work. Holy crap. But yeah, we'll keep you guys posted on that. But appreciate everyone that's tuned in, staying active in the chat. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy the live streams, man. Like, trust me, I love recording the podcast and stuff like that. But just the live streams, you just be a little bit more free, just talk about whatever and hang out. So got a lot of Sabres talk in too at the beginning of it too. So hopefully that was enjoyable for some people while you're hanging out on your couch, maybe eating some late dinner or something like that. Anything? Let's get that out of here too. Anything else, Walt? That you?
I mean, I'm just shocked how few Finnish players have played on the Capitals. That would have been something I never would have thought about.
Yeah, it's definitely. I don't know. It's just like teams that kind of like have their types. You know, like certain teams, there's a lot of Russians that play for them. Certain teams, a lot of Swedes play for them, or um, I
Yeah,
don't know.
because
These
I
are
think it
same.
literally
Yeah,
would have been impossible to do a Saber Doku there
yeah, I
because there
think
was
so. Yeah,
never a guy that's played on the Sabres Capitals and is from Finland. So
yeah, we got pretty close.
yeah, and the more
Pretty.
you know, I guess there's never been a Finnish guy's played on the Sabres and Capitals.
You're welcome for that knowledge. That's why the people come here for
Yeah.
that kind of trivia that they are dying for. So, Walt, I think that's about it. Let's do a little sign off here. You got last word? Anything of inspiration for the people for tomorrow night? Sabres versus St. Louis Blues. What do you got?
I mean, hopefully it's Colton Ellis season tomorrow. I think the guy's a real deal, and if he plays, I think he's gonna have a huge game.
All right. Go Sabres. Appreciate everyone coming out, and we will talk to you guys on the next one.